All right, our next speaker is somebody you already know, Senator Hunley.
Go Pacers! This is amazing. Thank you all so much for defying whatever the weather was going to throw at us to make sure that you showed up here today, because we are here to say enough is enough. 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 It is upon all of us to make sure that we are the ones standing up, that we are the ones fighting back. I am Andrea Hunley, one of your state senators, and I want to take a minute to talk about what is happening here in this building right behind me. Because we know that we have all the Trump BS that's happening in DC, but don't you for a minute fool yourselves. We've got a ton of his little soldiers in this building right here who are doing the work to tear us down in Indiana. And it's coming right now. We're feeling the pain in the form of what has become a $2.4 billion budget shortfall. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about money. All right, so you all know that this is a budget session. That means that we spend the next week planning a budget that's going to last us for the next 2 years. Did I mention that I was a teacher? We're going to go to school for a minute, okay, y'all? Okay. And so this budget's got to last us for the next 2 years. Well, the Senate passed a version of the budget on Monday, and then we find out on Wednesday that as we're looking at what the economic outlook is, as we've looked at experts, nonpartisan experts out there, they said, hold up, Indiana, we got news for you. What's happening in DC, these tariffs, what's happening in DC with scaring our immigrant neighbors and friends, what's happening in DC is having a direct impact on our economy here in Indiana, so much so that we have to cut $2.4 billion from our budget in the next week. And that is because of Trump. Now, why is this? So we know that these tariffs have a direct impact on our manufacturing. They have a direct impact on our agricultural industry. They have an impact on our sciences. They have a terrible impact on what we're trying to do. But let's take a moment to also talk about what's happening with immigration. We need our immigrants to thrive. We are better and we are stronger when we are diverse. We are better and stronger when we welcome all. We are better and stronger when we care for our neighbors. We are better and stronger when we do not let anyone scare us into thinking otherwise. But if that doesn't convince you enough, let's talk about how it hurts our bottom line. Let's talk about the dollars and cents of it. Because here's what we also know, is that when we looked at this economic outlook, what we saw is the fact that our immigrants are who hold up really important parts of our economy here in Indiana. Our hospitality industry, our agricultural industry, our RV industry. So many of our industries are held up by the important work of our friends and neighbors who may not have been born here, but who have chosen this place to call home. And we need to be thanking them, not scaring them. Now, I am a proud member of the Democrat Party, if you couldn't tell. And I want you to know that even in the Senate, while there are only 10 of us out of the 50 senators, we are fighting so hard for you each and every day, every single one of you. Whether you elected us or not, whether you live in our districts or not, we know that we come in this building to do the work on behalf of all Hoosiers in all 92 counties. And we also know that this state has been run by a supermajority for 20 years. For 20 years. And they've had a choice. They've had a choice to deliver meaningful tax relief. They failed. They had a choice to protect our healthcare access. They failed. They had a choice to fund public education fully. They failed. And so it's time that we stand up, not just against what's happening in DC, but also against the work that's being done on Trump's behalf here in your own state house. Friends, make sure that you let your neighbors know. You let them know the impact that this is having here in Indiana. But you also remind your friends and neighbors about the power of their vote. If we show up at school board elections, if we show up at county council elections, if we show up at Senate and at House elections, if we show up at mayoral elections, if we show up at governor's elections, we can take our state back and we can make sure that Indiana works for you and works for all Hoosiers. And make sure that you say it loud and you say it proud. We are taking our state back. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Thank you.